Travelers, I'm in Jauja. This city is known to be the first capital of Peru, a beautiful town in the Mantaro Valley, and in this video I'm gonna tell you why you should come. Hey travelers, I'm in the Lima airport and we're going to a very special city in Peru, Jauja. This is probably the shortest flight in Peru. In about 30 minutes, a little over that, we're gonna be in this city. We're planning a lot of special things. If you go on bus, it will take around 7 hours, so this is gonna be a very special trip. With me, Renzo's coming. He's gonna be shooting and editing the video. So this should be fun. Let's go to Jauja. After 29 minutes, we've arrived in Jauja. When you get out of the terminal, you will bump into a bunch of taxi drivers offering to drive you, but someone was already waiting for us. We're now out of the terminal. Keep in mind that this city is above 3,335 meters above sea level, so that's very high. You could get altitude sickness, so you have to go slow, at least at the beginning. During our time in Jauja, we're staying at Hotel Christians. We checked in, we're in the room now. This is where we're staying, a double room. It has all you need to spend a good time in Jauja. Has a lot of sheets because it gets really cold at night here. 2 beds, the bathroom has hot water. All your needs to be in Jauja. The good thing is that we're really close to the main plaza. We're in the city center, so you can walk to a lot of places from here. Have you ever gotten altitude sickness?
Probably just one time. I don't want this to be the second time, but that's why I want to sleep a little. Probably that is something psychological, probably. And then we're gonna eat something.
After taking a nap, now we're walking around the city. This is our first sight of Jauja. And we're hungry, so we are gonna go get some food.
I just want to eat something because I didn't lunch as I wanted.
We're thinking of getting some chicken soup. In the highlands of Peru, soup is ideal, prime. For dinner, we went into caldo de gallina Mari. We've got our soups already. This is 8 soles, around $2. And it comes with chicken, or ham actually. Noodles and an egg, and you can have the scallions. This is a rocoto sauce, cornels, lemon, but I'm gonna try it like this, just the basic. Wow, amazing. Let's put this, and it's probably gonna be even better. We're gonna try it with the lemon juice and the rocoto sauce. Even better.
The combination of every ingredient here makes the experience really, really good.
After the gray soup, we're gonna go back to the hotel because we have to sleep. Tomorrow we're gonna start early and we have a full day to show you around Jauja. So see you tomorrow. We're starting the city tour with Pedro from Jauja Adventures. He's gonna be our guide here in Jauja. He's gonna be taking us around very special places in this city that it's called the first capital of Peru, and I'll tell you why in a minute. This is a common thing people call Jauja, the first capital of Peru. But was it really? Going to the city center, we stop at the wholesale market. They sell a lot of things here, but of course, potatoes. Such a big variety of potatoes in the Andes of Peru, more than 300 in this region, and they sell a lot of those here. Right now we're on top of the Muente Vera. This is a bridge, and they call it a bridge because a river goes on the bottom of this bridge. This walkway is always with people that gather to talk, to play, and to sell and buy things, especially food in the mornings. Right at the end of these Muente Veras, which is a bridge, as I told you, we've stopped at Albina's stand. She's been here for 30 years, and we're getting this sopa verde. It's a green soup, and it has potatoes, cheese, milk, and some really nice herbs that give it a good taste. I've tasted it before, but let's see it now. Love it. Rico, rico, rico. Bien, señor. Renzo got the classic patasca soup, a soup made with hominy and pork intestines.
It's really early. I mean, in the morning it's really cold too. That's why I'm really hungry today.
Okay.
This is the cure.
What?
This is the cure.
After eating the gray soup, the green one is called yacuchupe, by the way, we're going through the Junin street. This is a walking pathway that leads all the way to the main plaza of Jauja. So that's where we're heading. Now we've reached the main plaza in Jauja. The Plaza de Armas has a metal fountain and is filled with gardens. Around it, we can find many important buildings like the municipality, but the most important one is the iglesia matriz. The church just opened, so we're gonna take advantage and go in. I've been to this church before, and I'm amazed by the altars. They're made with gold leaf, and I think it's one of the prettiest things that I've seen in Jauja. I really like the altars in this church. The Baroque altars in Andean style are beautiful. In them, you can find two sculptures of the Lady of the Rosary, patron of the city. This church had to be rebuilt a few times because of wars and earthquakes. Right before leaving, a family carrying what looked like a small baby came in, but it was really a baby Jesus statue.
Y el niño es muy diferente a los demás.
Sí.
Los otros son que más pequeños y más grandes. Y el único que hemos buscado en todo no hemos encontrado.
This baby Jesus of more than 60 years is a relic in the Espíritu Pecho family. That is why every year they dedicate a mass to it after their nativity scene is taken down.
Siempre nos trae la bendición, siempre nos da en el hogar, en la casa.
Leaving the temple, we encounter Celia, who offers cow's feet jello at the plaza for only 4 soles.
La gelatina pata de res tiene bastante colágeno para los huesos. Por eso todos los que llegan de Lima comen su patita.
It doesn't taste like cow's feet. How is it?
Really good. It doesn't taste like what I expected, and that's better.
Walking around the plaza, you will see several statues, but one that stands out is this one of Francisca Pizarro, daughter of Francisco Pizarro, Peru's conquistador. She was born in Jauja and is known as the first mestiza of Peru. By being born as of Incan and Spanish royalty, she was the first official record. Around the plaza, you can also find the Lady of Carmen School, the one with a chapel, one of the first all-girls schools in town. Now let's go to the first all-boys school. This is the first school that was built in Jauja in 1870, the San Jose School. Let's go in. The school still runs nowadays, and in one of its doors you can find a mark from the War of the Pacific, when Chile occupied Jauja and they took over this school. A Chilean flag in the door that has been kind of erased. So we're now entering the Yauyos district. This is a district that it's adjacent to Jauja, still in the same province. And it's very known because it's the main place where the Tunantada festivities happen. We're in Girón Cusco here in Yauyos, and in this street you're gonna be able to see a lot of murals with all the characters from the Tunantada dance. So make sure you come and see it. Take some pictures. When you keep walking towards the street, you're gonna end up here in this plaza. This is the Plaza Hergacumo Plaza, and this is where the Tunantada dance happens. Well, it happens in other places, but this is the main place. There's also murals around it. We've come to the Chapel of Cristo Pobre, which translates to Poor Jesus. It's inspired by the Notre Dame Cathedral, but not by the outside, but by the inside. There's a structure inside that it was inspired by. It hardly opens. And an interesting fact that Pedro just told me is that it was the first building in the Valley of Mantaro that was built with concrete. So that's interesting. Hopefully next time we come, they opened, because they're always closed. Aww. Before leaving Jauja City Center, we walk by Liberty Square, built in 1921 to commemorate the first 100 years of Peruvian independence. It has a Liberty monument with an eagle on top and an arch donated by the United States. Now let's head to Sausa, an important and historic place in Jauja.
Estamos ahora en la plaza de Sausa, lo que era la antigua ciudad de Jatun Sausa. Acá se desarrolló el centro administrativo inca de Jatun Sausa y luego acá se funda la primera capital del Perú.
Jauja being the first capital of Peru is something that gets mentioned a lot. In reality, Peru didn't exist then. Jauja was founded in April 1534 as Santa Fe de Jatun Sausa, capital of Nueva Castilla, but that lasted less than a year. Aww. The capital was founded right in this plaza, but was moved to nowadays Jauja, which we just visited. Here in Sausa, we find one of the oldest churches in the Mantaro Valley, the San Francisco Church, probably built on an Incan temple. We were able to come into the San Francisco Church. It was open because they're going to have Mass soon. One of the interesting things about this church is that it's from the 16th century. We're talking about more than 400 years. That's one of the reasons the tower is in really bad shape. They had to build a new one to be able to ring the bell. And it's just beautiful. You can see a lot of remaining things from the colonial period. Very beautiful. Even the doors are really old, and the keys too. In Sausa, you can still see pre-Hispanic remains, like the Ushno Inca, a ceremonial center that has a chapel in the middle. You can also see the Capacñam, the Inca trail that united the Tahuantinsuyo, or Incan Empire. Now let's head to one of the most visited places by families in the Jauja province. We're now in Paca. You can see the lake behind us. In a little bit, we're gonna go there to see it in person. We're gonna go in a boat. But here, there's a road of restaurants where people eat, and we've come to Las Leyendas to get lunch. The typical thing to eat here is trout or pachamanca, a very nice dish from Peru that is made in the ground. Let's go eat. I got pachamanca for lunch. This is a dish that is made underground with stones, hot stones. And it has chicken, it has pork, and a lot of herbs. I've been trying it already, it's really good. It costs 30 soles. And it has potatoes, it has a sweet humita, it's kind of like a sweet tamal. Renzo got trout on the grill and a trout ceviche. That was 32 soles. People don't come here just to eat, they also come to have fun. There's a playground for kids, There's also statues of the Tunantada dances. They're all represented. Now we're gonna head to the boat. We're gonna get on the Titanic boat. ¿Qué tal está pasando en Jauja?
Está bien bonito, muy lindo, me gusta el pueblo, muy tradicional, me gusta.
We just got on the boat, it starts raining. Hopefully there won't be a thunderstorm because we're in the middle of the lake right now. The experience is not like we expected because of the rain, but it just stopped raining as soon as we landed. Now back to Jauja city center.
La Tunantada pues es una manifestación cultural que a través de las caretas la persona va demostrando su identidad y su baile dentro de lo que es la parodia, ¿no? Es una sátira.
We're in Jauja during Tunantada season, but because of the pandemic there can be public events, but we found a private one. There's a huge party of Tunantada. We're gonna see if we can go in.
Para estos intérpretes ejecutores,
Tunantada is the most important folkloric expression in Jauja, an elegant dance that personifies many characters that lived and came to Jauja for commerce.
wasa, wasa, was, was.
We've come to Miskiwasi, it's on Junin street. We saw these picarones. It's a pastry made with sweet potatoes, squash, and they're really tasty. How is it?
Oh, it's so good. So good. It's so sweet.
Here, they also serve typical bread with artisanal ham, served with lettuce and onions. I'm gonna try the pork sandwich, let's see. Very nice.
It's really good.
The picarones were amazing for 5 soles. That's around $1.50, I think. Really good. The sandwich was also $150. So we've done a lot of things today, and now we're gonna head to get some rest, and we'll continue tomorrow. Good morning, travelers. Today we are doing a lot of things, but first we're gonna go to the Wednesday fair. They do a fair on Wednesdays and Sundays, and they bring a lot of things, like you can see. I just bought some pork sandwiches, lechon they call it here. They're 3 soles each. That's less than $1, around 75 cents. I just tried a little bit and it was really good. This is good. In this fair, besides ready-to-eat food, they also sell a lot of produce, especially fruits, a lot of house-made items, and second-hand clothes. Now we're going to the Mercado Modelo, the main market in Jauja. We came to Don Samuel at the market to grab some soup. This is patasca. It's a very typical soup of this region. It has corn, the big corn. It has meat, pork, the broth of course, and you always put some lemon on it. Let's try it. We've also ordered a palpa. This is kind of like a pancake. It has sugar, caramel on it. We're gonna try it. A sweet bread. Of course, a respectful market in Peru has to have a dog that it is always asking for food. Perrito, perrito. The food we ate this morning was to accumulate energy for the long journey ahead of us. We will be visiting more places in the province of Jauja, specifically in the district of Canchayo, where our main destiny will be the Shutjo Cayon, a spectacular natural formation that you should put in your bucket list if you go to Jauja. That will be in another video, as well as the visit to Tunanmarca, an archaeological site that is one of the most important in the Mantaro Valley. Another morning in Jauja, and today, this morning, our last one, we're gonna go see how they make some artisanal bread, typical of this city, in an artisanal oven. We are now in the Balvin Bakery, and it's not owned by J Balvin, okay? It's a family of Jauja that it's a long tradition. They have an adobe oven, and the typical bread here, it's the egg bread and the bollo bread, and we're gonna try both.
El pan de huevo no es que lleva huevo, ¿no? Anteriormente, años atrás, el pan de huevo se cambiaba por huevo, o sea, del huevo de la gallina, ¿no? Era un trueque. Entonces, por eso el pan de huevo se llama huevo.
No tiene nada de huevo.
No tiene nada de huevo.
So we're gonna try the bread, and this bread, like the owner said, doesn't have egg. But they call it egg bread because they exchanged these back in the days, a long time ago. They exchanged bread for eggs. So that's why they call it egg, even though it doesn't have any. These are both basically the same. This one is the bollo, and this one is the egg bread with no egg. But the difference is that they put a layer of butter on top, and that's what makes it a little crunchy. So let's see. This will be great with some ham and cheese. And the bollo. Basically the same. But the difference is this layer. Very good. In this bakery you can also sit down and have some coffee like Renzo, or some tea like me, and you can order some of these sweet pastries. My favorite is this one, the alfajor.
I would try this.
I'm trying the other one. This visit to Jauja was spectacular. We had a lot of fun, a lot of things that we did here. If there's something that you think we should have done, please comment, and also tell me what you like the most. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.